Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Alright, so it's finally starting to feel like Caitlin Clark might be getting a little tired of all the noise surrounding this Indiana Fever team. Over the last few days, we've heard players and media personalities throw around MVP talks, championship expectations, and all these big storylines. But somehow people keep ignoring the one person who changed everything for this franchise. Even Sophie Cunningham recently hyped up Kelsey Mitchell for MVP, and fans immediately started asking the same question. Are people forgetting who brought this level of attention to the Fever in the first place? Now, Caitlin Clark is speaking out in her own way, and honestly, her comments are starting to turn heads across the league. This here is courtesy of Yahoo Sports, where it says, Caitlin Clark spoke to Yahoo Sports about her growth as an endorsement sensation, business mogul, and more. Okay, now in this article, it is Caitlin kind of talking about, being an off-the-floor sensation and all this popularity and all of that is great, but the only reason all these people are here is because of my greatness on the floor, and I have to continue to showcase that at a high level if I'm going to keep this stardom. Okay, we're already starting to see the warning signs. Ticket prices are dropping, fans are getting frustrated, and a lot of people are beginning to push back against the organization for how they handled things last season. And let's be honest, the whole Caitlin Clark injury situation had fans questioning everything. The constant day-to-day updates just didn't add up. Fans felt like they were being misled week after week, and now that frustration is starting to boil over. The organization knows it, the fans know it, and honestly, everybody can see it at this point. So Caitlin Clark says this, okay? Caitlin Clark is a marketing juggernaut, but says winning will unlock more. At this point, Caitlin Clark can sign and secure any brand deal she wants. The only thing missing from her meteoric rise to global popularity is winning an elusive championship. The Indiana Fever superstar guard has helped spur the WNBA's growth to record heights as the league tips off its 30th season this weekend following a newly signed collective bargaining agreement that increases the average player's salary fourfold from 2025. Here it says Clark's ability to help increase ratings and revenue across the WNBA and women's sports, all 44 of her regular season games in 2026 will be nationally televised, has also made the 24-year-old a corporate favorite, despite an estimated $11.9 million last season in endorsement earnings. Clark ranked 6th in Sportico's 15 highest-paid female athletes of 2025 by pulling in nearly $16 million in endorsements from companies like Nike, Gatorade, and State Farm. Okay, here it says, as Clark begins her third pro season against Paige Beckers and Azzi Fudd in the Dallas Wings on Saturday, she inked a multi-year extension with Xfinity as a brand ambassador that further establishes her status as a cornerstone in the company's basketball strategy, which includes its designation as the WNBA and NBA's official TV service provider. As Clark grows as an endorsement sensation and business mogul, she's well aware that on-court achievement will unlock so much more. Okay, and at the end of the day, the only way Caitlin Clark is going to reach those on-court achievements is by continuing to play the style of basketball that made fans fall in love with her in the first place. People didn't show up just to watch safe basketball. They came for the logo threes, the no-look passes, the fast pace, the confidence, and those jaw-dropping moments that feel almost impossible when you're watching them live. That electrifying style is what built this massive fan base around her. And honestly, if the Fever want to keep the momentum going, they have to let Caitlin Clark fully be Caitlin Clark on the floor. Okay, here it says, one of the most important things somebody has ever said to me is, you've reached this point, but as you continue to grow, the thing you have to be able to do is win, Clark told Yahoo Sports. I feel like that's the point I'm kind of at now. You have to be able to win. That's my main focus, winning and winning a championship. Everything else will come along with that. Indiana did a fine job of winning last season without Clark, who was limited to just 13 games due to groin and ankle injuries that included missing July's All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis, which was supposed to be a showcase of how she helped elevate the game to new heights. The six-seeded Fever upset the Atlanta Dream in the first round of the playoffs and took the eventual champion, Las Vegas Aces, to overtime in the deciding Game 5 of the semifinals. Okay, here it says that was all without the 6-foot point guard whose long-distance threes and dazzling skill set have put eyeballs on games and butts in seats. That saw her finish 4th in MVP voting as a rookie. Okay, so while Sophie Cunningham and everybody else are out here talking about Kelsey Mitchell possibly winning MVP, let's slow down for a second. Caitlin Clark is still the face of this conversation. She entered the season tied with A'ja Wilson as the odds-on favorite to win MVP, and people are acting like that just disappeared overnight. This is the same player who finished 4th in MVP voting as a rookie while completely transforming the attention around the league. So let's not get confused about what's really going on here. This is still the Caitlin Clark show, baby. Fans support the Fever because of Caitlin Clark first, and everybody around her benefits from that spotlight too. That's not disrespectful. That's just reality. Okay, here it says Clark's final months as a Hawkeye is when she first aligned with Xfinity and Comcast, which also owns NBC, which will be broadcasting WNBA games for the first time since 2002 as part of the league's new $2.2 billion media rights deal. Okay, and make no mistake about it, they probably wouldn't even be in this position if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark. Okay, here it says the Xfinity partnership allows Clark to not only feature prominently in Xfinity ad campaigns throughout the season, but gave her the opportunity to twice serve as a guest analyst on NBC's Sunday night basketball studio show. She appeared alongside Maria Taylor, Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, and Tracy McGrady at Madison Square Garden for the Lakers versus Knicks game. Okay, and we saw all of that. Now, this is a key part that Caitlin Clark said, okay? Right here, we want to highlight this. "If I don't play basketball well," she replied, "then none of this is going to come along with it." And that's what the fans love to watch. They love turning on the TV and watching us play the game. I think that's why the WNBA has grown so much. It is because people realize how good our craft is, how good the game is. That's why tickets are hard to get these days. People want to get in the stands, and when they do, they keep coming back for more. So if you don't take care of the main thing first, you're not going to have the rest of the opportunities. And I'm glad to hear her say that. Caitlin Clark is not complacent, okay? She understands that the main thing is her being spectacular on the basketball floor and winning while doing it. She has an expectation that nobody else in this league has, and she has to live up to it. Here she said, they're working like 12-hour days through the night to get this deal done. A lot of people have invested a lot of time and money to make this league what it is. And so to have players get a lot of the things we've got, we certainly deserve over the course of 30 years. So really, the players were able to get the CBA done. Okay, so Caitlin Clark, all in, ready to go. And then on top of all of that, we now officially have more details surrounding Caitlin Clark's first signature shoe with Nike, the Nike Caitlin 1, which is expected to release on September 29th. And honestly, the hype around this shoe already feels massive. When Nike starts talking about technology they've supposedly never used before in a basketball sneaker, that tells you right there how seriously they're taking Caitlin Clark as a global superstar. They understand what she means to the sport, the attention she brings, and the type of audience connected to her brand right now. But the biggest thing I took away from all of this is Caitlin Clark herself clearly understands the assignment. She knows all the endorsements, commercials, interviews, and shoe deals only continue if she keeps dominating on the basketball court. That's the foundation of everything. Fans didn't fall in love with Caitlin Clark because she was doing ad campaigns. They fell in love with the logo threes, the elite passing, the confidence, the swagger, and the electric style of play that changed the energy around women's basketball. And that's why I don't think Caitlin Clark is going to allow anybody to slow her down this season. She understands her greatness opens doors not only for herself, but for the entire league. The Fever, the WNBA, television networks, sponsors, everybody benefits when Caitlin Clark is at her best. So now the pressure is on Indiana to let her fully play her game and dominate the way fans expect her to. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.